So my beautiful Glenn, I have put you on mute, but you can just unmute yourself. We're going to start. So first of all, hello, my beautiful ladies. I am so excited to see all of you. Giovanna, Val, Dolly, Mandy, Ronnie, Yaki, and Zoom user. I don't know who you are, but if you can rename yourself or if you can come onto the screen, you are more than welcome. I just want to say welcome to this week's session. This session, we all talk about love. Love is all around us. And I try to teach the little one, love is in your fingers and in your toes. And then he stops and he look down on his toes and he's wiggling. Now he's walking around with his fingers and his toes. He's so cute. But this week is such an amazing week for me. Because as you know, I have declared yesterday on the TV show, I am an expert on self-love and mindfulness because I have changed my life totally. And I'm practicing it for almost 4 years. And I have teach a lot of people also, the self-love and mindfulness. So often last night, I went to bed and I said, I'm also now an expert in something. How I feel so proud of myself. So this week, I want to say, our beautiful Glenn, Andrea, and Sarah is our guest for this week.
Look. I can't.
But ladies, this is the first time that all three of them have made their own advertisements as well, shared everywhere, all the platforms. We had such a beautiful interaction on the group, the Power Hour group I put on Messenger. I was on Tuesday last week, so I could not wait for today because the four of us was like gelling. So first of all, I want to introduce you, Glenn. So Sarah and Andrea have agreed last year already they will come and speak to us about love. My male celebrity cancelled a month ago. He cannot do this show today. So I normally go inwards and I ask God, who will be the perfect gentleman for our show? And in my mind, I could see this beautiful gentleman looking with so much love to his wife while dancing. I never see Glenn I see him for today with my own eyes for the first time. I just know we are on Facebook, but we never communicated. And I took some breaths and I sent him a message and said, Glenn, can you come and inspire? He doesn't know me of a bar of soap. It's a saying in South Africa. And he said, yes. And now it's my privilege and honor to be able to say, Glenn, that photograph told me a story of the man that you are and the man that you are with your wife, the way that you love her, because that was, and the way she looked back on you and that photo was, you must actually give me that permission to post the video of the photo on the Diamond Beauties, because they must see what I saw. It is from a photograph that you have inspired me so much. So thank you so much for coming all the way. And I'm not even sure where in the United States you are. So can you quickly tell us? And then you are welcome to start with your session. Thank you for inspiring us.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, how do you not look at her and smile like that? She's just the most incredible woman in the world. And, like every time I look at her, and she just makes the world a better place and makes me a better person for sure. So I normally talk about taking back your power, and it kind of segues into the love and Valentine's as well. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I own 2 construction companies. I played semi-professional hockey. I have 5 grandchildren, 2 daughters, and 2 amazing stepdaughters as well. I co-authored a book with Raymond Aaron, Les Brown, and Dr. John Gray. And I have a second book I'm trying to get out now, but we haven't edited that yet. And yeah, to me, there's a positive in everything. Every negative you go through, there's a positive, and that's kind of how I live my life. So if we jump into love and talking about love and the excitement of Valentine's and how I look at my wife and have that, you know, glow in my eye, like you have to love yourself first. You know, we have to love ourselves. We have to love who we are, what we stand for, how we conduct ourselves. And one of the things I do to love myself and stay in that position is I live by my core values. So I had to figure out what my core values are, and I live by them every day. And I carry them with me every day. I have them with me all the time. So when I live my life, by the end of the day, I look back, and if I've lived true to my core values, I'm pretty happy with how my day has went. So if you move forward into the 5 languages of love, I absolutely love, like, that's just the 5 languages. When I talk to people about 5 languages of love, so many have never heard of it. So if you look at the 5 languages, there's time, touch, words, service, and gifts, which I'm sure all you ladies know all that as well. But there is some ladies don't. There's a lot of guys that have never heard of that. But if you look at that, my wife and I used it as like an experimental thing one day. And I made my list of the priorities of those 5 languages, and she made hers. And then I guessed what hers was, and she tried to guess mine. And then you learn what your partner has for those needs. So for her, time was the big thing. She's never been given time. And I give her all the time in the world. I want time myself. Like, time means everything to me. Touch means a lot. The holding of a hand, the words. Gifts is the last thing on my list. Service is, you know, maybe I help. I'm not a chef, but, you know, I do the dishes. I help clean. I do my part. I make the bed. And those are the services I give back to her. So when you have all that and you implement it in your life and you use it every day, I try to make sure every day I exhaust all my efforts to make sure she knows how much I love her, that I've made her feel important, and I've tried to improve my marriage and improve my love life every single day, all the time. I court her all the time. And sometimes I even apologize and say, you know, I probably overdo it a little bit, but I'm a romantic at heart, you know? So, you know, like this is my second wife. I've remarried now, and I've been a romantic my whole life. But I could have given that up when you go through divorce or a heartbreak. And I wouldn't let anybody change that. I want to be a romantic moving forward and for the rest of my life. And I love that I've maintained that. You do it once again through your values and through the 5 languages of love. And it's just an incredible journey that we both share together. The other day we had a conversation actually, and I was kind of running some things through her about this, because I could bounce all over about love. It means the world to me, and the whole romance thing and chivalry. I love chivalry. I think it's fantastic. And she goes, do you think love is innate or learned? And I said, I think it's originally innate, but we learn to ruin it. You know, when you look at a baby when it's born, the love for that baby, it's unconditional. There's just no restrictions, no limitations. And as far from the baby comes, it's just innocent and pure. And if we jump to where, say, our first love we ever had, how much fun was it? It was goofy, it was awkward, you know, the learning stages of it, and saying the wrong things and doing all the wrong things. But you look back on it, you have humor with it, and you love it. But as we get older, we start censoring it. We start making it conditional. Things are remembered now, and it kind of wrecks it. So it's important to get that back in line. Like I work with it every day, trying to keep it in my daily routine, if you will. Same thing again, like, you know, like, I guess, like, you know, you move past all the hurt and you learn, and, you know, just enhance your love life. I work every day to make my love life and my marriage better. And I think some people, especially men, I speak about men, they just maintain it. They maintain that relationship. They don't try to make it better. You know, like, we go to work every day, we work 8 hours, we all work hard. How much of that, at the end of the day, how much do we put into making our marriage better, our relationship better? What do you do to court your wife? Like, every day. You show that romance. I think so many men just give that up, and there's no reason to. I treat my wife like someone's trying to steal her 24 hours a day, because in reality there is someone, right? There always is. So there's a poem a woman gave me one time. There's a gym I used to go to. She gave me this poem, and it's called The Dash. And I'm sure many of you have heard of it or whatever. But I love the part in The Dash where it's not the date that you're born, the date you die. It's the dash in between. And I live that dash to the fullest. I live that dash. I'm leaving a dent. I'm going out with a mark, and I'm going to leave a mark behind, a dent behind. And I do it like my wife will vouch for that. Like, she looks at me sometimes like I'm crazy, but you know, I'm leaving a dent. I live my life for myself. I don't live it to make somebody else happy or entertain the world or whatever. It's my dash, and that's what I'm entitled to. You know, so it's huge for me. You know, I would go back to the values, the core values. I look at all of them like, you know, like when you understand your core values and live by them. Like I carry mine. This is one I carry. And I carry it in my pocket. It's laminated, and it's just a little bit bigger than a credit card. So every time I reach in my pocket, it reminds me of my core values. So like, there's no priority, but mine are communication, calm, respect, clarity, integrity, fun, sexuality, inspiration, and depth. And I put those into my relationship, and I try to use them every day. So even in a relationship, if there's issues, try to remain calm, try to have clarity, try to have validation that you understand each other and communicate. But the chivalry part of it, like you go back to when guys dated and they used to ask, you know, you beautiful ladies out on a date, you know, you dress up a little bit, put on a nice jacket, and, you know, you get the door for her. And how many times we see that not happen anymore? You know, like when your wife gets dressed up, like she looks absolutely beautiful when we go out. Like I literally chase her all the time. I'm like a little kid. Like I put the spontaneity in it, and I drive her crazy. I do my best to drive her crazy. You know, I love talking to people about dating and chivalry, and I love talking to women, especially because they're good at it. Men are terrible. But I've asked women, like, what's your want list if you're dating? Like even at my age now, like, what's your want list? And they'll go, a good job, money. And I'll go, come on, you got to have more. How about communication, eye contact, good listener? You know, start making a list, and don't lower that bar. It's okay to bend it, but don't lower it. So, yeah, I love it. Love the romance. Love it, love it, love it. Well, I'm not sure if I can hear you there.
No, I'm just putting my love glasses on. Wow. So ladies, what did you think? Did you enjoy it? And if you go to your reaction button, there is a heart or anything that you can. I want to give you a heart, Glenn. That was amazing. You even more blow my mind. Oh, but you blow my socks off. Let me rather say that. My socks off, because of your voice and the what you have told us. So with that in mind, so ladies, is there any questions that you would love to ask Glenn? Yes, well, go for it.
I would like him to repeat the 5 languages. I've got time, touch, and service, but there's 2 I just didn't get written down, and I would really like to have them.
Time, touch, service, gifts. Time, touch, service, gifts. I'm forgetting one. Why am I doing that?
Words.
Time, touch, words.
Yes.
Words. How did I forget that? 'Cause I'm huge for that. I'm a communicator, and I talk a lot. And with my wife, she doesn't talk as much as me, so I'm always yanking it out of her to get words, and you know, because that's what I need. I need those words. I want to hear it. I love it.
Thank you so much.
Wow. And is there any more questions for Glenn?
If I could add something just to that for Val, if you have fun with that and you make your own list and prioritize what's number 1 down to number 5, and whoever your partner is, try to guess what theirs is. and then have them do the same thing. But these things can change, like time might become second, words might become first, like they can rotate back and forth. There's nothing wrong with that. But at least you know from each other what the other one's looking for. Like tomorrow, for example, Valentine's, all the guys are going to run out and get a card and flowers. But that might be number 5 on a woman's list. But what if you gave her time?
Wow. Amazing.
Great
Amazing.
point. Thanks.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much, Val and Glenn. And Glenn, maybe we must just have a talk. We will definitely have a virtual coffee. Maybe we can do like a mini workshop with the ladies, because I also don't know. Well, maybe I've heard about the 5 languages, but I never really investigate that. And also the chivalry, when you said you mustn't put your bar down, you must tell your man what you want. I'm married with my husband for 33 years. When I left for America last year, I left 15 love notes everywhere in the house. And he got the last one just before the 6 months was over. But he will never do that for me. So maybe I just need to make sure to communicate better. So yes, I think we can learn a lot of that with that languages that you are talking about. But we will talk about it. Glenn, you are so welcome to stay and listen to the rest of the talks. I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here and inspire us. And you are amazing. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
Mandy. Thank you. So now we're going to do an in-betweener. I call it the in-betweener. It's going to be Sarah for 5 minutes. And then after Sarah, we're going to do, Andrea is going to come and inspire us. So my beautiful, beautiful Sarah, you can go ahead. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome, and thank you. I first want to say thank you, Glenn. I mean, what an inspiration you are, and what a great reminder for keeping that chivalry alive, you know, and connecting to our purposes and values. I think that's very inspiring. I love how you kept your little card in your wallet. That's just priceless. You know, even if our values do adjust and change throughout time, it's still, we can just reformulate them, you know. So thank you very much. My love language, or that I'm here to share with you today, really stems really around kindness, to be honest. For me, I've always found through all the turmoil that I've gone through, and we all share in different turmoils and traumas, that it all stems back to staying kind to ourselves. And as Sanet teaches us, that self-love is really what ignites that natural feeling of freedom. I feel free. I can express what I need to express. I can continue to stay authentically true to myself by staying kind within myself, that then can share to everyone else around me. And as we've spoken today, what was the one thing that was so priceless is it starts at birth. We are born to be kind. We are born to love one another. And then life occurs. And so much of this gets squashed, taken away from us. And we have a hard time connecting back to it. And with that self-love, being able to stay true to our own self-kindness, what I've discovered, and I'll share with you, I've never had a customer complaint. I'm 56 years old. What does that mean? I thought for the longest time, it means I don't impose my negatives onto another. I continue to stay kind so that it is a balance between myself and them to understand indifference. We don't have to be the victim, yet we don't have to be the victor, you could say, I guess, of being right or wrong. It's more of an understanding between one another so we can continue to love one another. And that is my biggest message I can say out loud, phrasing that I keep within myself. In order for me to stay kind, I know that kindness is a way to understand one another through indifference. That understanding then allows us to expand ourselves, to connect to one another, to care again. If we can't care, how can we love? If we can't understand, how can we be kind? So my message to you is stay kind so your heart can stay open to love yourself, to love one another in a realistic state of mind, not foolishly. Keep that balance, know what your balances are, set your boundaries, and learn from inspirational speakers such as Andrea, who's coming up next, and what she's gone through, as well as Glenn, who's so chivalry in his love for his wife and life in general. And just continue to stay kind, because it is the answer to a lot of the issues that we have in our societies. So thank you very much for your time. And I hope my message inspired you.
Yes, Mandy.
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you for that beautiful message. It was just right on the money as far as the heart goes. For myself, just to add to that and to add to what Glenn said, and again, Glenn, where have you been my whole life? Anyone that knows me knows that I come from a place of love. I don't know any other word. I don't know negativity, whatever it is. I'm human, yes, I'm vulnerable, I have my moments, but I'm always able to turn it back to love immediately. And so following on from both of you, I just want to add part of my own branding. Firstly, I light the way by leading the way. So if I can't love myself first and be the love to other people, it's not going to connect. I have to love myself first. And the second part is that when we're in a relationship, male, female, 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 whatever it is, whatever that relationship is, there's always two ways to deal with life coming towards us with people in relationships. And the first way is we can react. We can just, take things personally, become offended. We can react, and we can add fuel to a fire that becomes an inferno, causes chaos, and nothing gets worked out, and everyone's ticked off, etc., etc. Or my second part of my branding is to step back, take a deep breath, pause, and ask yourself this question, not the other person. It's never, ever about the other person. Ask yourself, what would love do next? What would love do next? And if love wouldn't scream and shout, if love wouldn't damage property, etc., etc., then why would you, for yourself, then why would you give it out to others? So I found that even now, even though I've been single for 20 years, I found that to be the biggest contributor to living by love, expressing it, giving it, and receiving it back. And I actually had I won't get into it, but I had a huge weekend. I've impacted so many people that have come out of the woodwork. It's crazy, and it's all because of extending love. So both of you, right on the money. Love is the greatest power in the universe. There's nothing like it. It's always the answer.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much, Mandy. And Mandy, you didn't even hear Andrea. Andrea
No.
is amazing. I actually was thinking last night about I woke up very early this morning, and I was thinking, maybe on Friday, I want to ask the Diamond Beauties, all that have YouTube channels, if they can all put their links on so that we can start following each other. Because on Andrea's YouTube channel, she's got the most amazing messages. So that I will be definitely putting it out on the Diamond Beauties for us to follow each other on YouTube. But I must just say, it was our beautiful Rani that have introduced Andrea to me. She has also introduced me and Giovanni with each other. So my beautiful Rani, all there in the UK, you are a connector of connectors, my beautiful lady. So when we had a meeting, I just thought, wow, this lady is amazing. I almost spoke in Afrikaans. I'm so sorry. I'm thinking in Afrikaans. I almost spoke in Afrikaans. This is a beautiful lady. And you know, the way that you talk and your voice. And since then, I was following. And we decided today is the first time you are coming because this is a special week. So, Andrea, I am so excited for your inspiration. And I want to say, it's all over to you, my beautiful one.
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Before we start, take your right hand, take your left hand, put it on your shoulders and squeeze because you have to love you and I love you unconditionally. My name is Andrea Mason, your global voice, your personal accountability coach, but one who unconditionally loves you. Let me start by saying it's important. When we are younger, our story is told to us. But at what point and at one point do we take the pen into our own hand and start writing our story? I was born during the cartel in South America, Colombia, and my parents had to put me up for adoption. They were unable to care for themselves, let alone me. And what I do, I came to the promised land of America at 11 months old, weighing it at 11 pounds. It's a pound per month. My parents welcomed me, American parents welcomed me with open arms and unconditional love. And that's where it stemmed. Fast forward to 7 years old. I'm sitting in school, struggling, asking a million questions because I'm trying to fit in. And then it dawns on me. One of my friends says, Andrea, you're adopted? Yes, ma'am, I am. And they said, wow, your parents didn't love you? They gave you up? 7 years old, words can be spells or they can be special. And I remember getting a book saying, why was I adopted? And on that front cover was a young child in a store front window and all parents exciting to see who is going to be selected. Ladies and gentlemen, at that moment, I realized, oh my goodness, if my parents didn't love me, how can I love somebody else? I look different from my adoptive parents who gave me unconditional love. And then I've gotten the wrath from my peers, from strangers. I got shoved into lockers, thrown into garbage cans because I did not fit in. How was I going to love? I loved with my heart. I adopted this quote just a few years ago that I spoke to my mentor virtually and in person, Dr. Les Brown. And I created this. Follow your heart and not the herd nor the hurt. For success, happiness, but most importantly, love is on the other side. How could I love someone? I got bullied, I got abused. So ladies and gentlemen, to achieve personal freedom, you have to go through the healing power of forgiveness. As Glenn said, you have to communicate. You have to do that self-reflection in the mirror. And what I saw in the mirror as I was growing up was that 7-year-old girl. Who am I? What does she deserve? What does she have to bring to the table? What are her gifts, skills, and talents? She's not defined by those who are around her. She's defined by what's within. And my parents gave me unconditional love. Showed me, Andrea, no matter what you do your best and do what you love. What was I going to do? How was I going to show love if all I knew was in the four walls of my home? I'd step out on the field. I decided to go into 2 avenues. What were my gifts? What were my skills? I was an athlete to take it out on the field, and I was a creator, and I composed my own music. I started playing the piano at age 4 and soccer at the age of 4. I dove into it. That was my escape route. You go through life and you start believing what others say because it's so prominent. But I ask you, what do you say to yourself? Are you an image of what you teach, what you coach, what you believe? Or are you following others? In a world of 2 dimensions, we are so affiliated with media and content. And who are influencers? What are you investing in your life? What are you putting into your mind, body, and soul? So ladies and gentlemen, we could have 99 hearts, thumbs up, supports, and shares, and you get that one thumbs down. You get that one critique, and you focus all of your energy in it. Energy flows where your focus goes. What are you focusing on? Are you living in the past? Because if you don't face your past will continue to chase you. Stand up tall, stand up bright, and smile. When I first met Sanet, I was in my glory. What's your favorite song? Music is the universal language. It's the language of love. It's the language that someone's legacy is living through you of every vibrational fiber you have. As Glenn says, are you communicating effectively? But most importantly, are you effectively listening? Are you speaking to be heard or speaking to be understood? We all have a book of life. We all have a story. It's just a matter of what chapter are you in and are you ready to turn the page? I am a big fan of music. I love to dance. I love it. Whether it's banging my head to heavy metal, dancing the bachata or merengue, or if it's hip hop and doing pop and lock, whatever. I'll even go as far as, the Charleston. It's the universal language where I know I can put my headphones on, turn that knob, and I'm immersed in music. If I want to scream, I'm going to throw on some heavy metal. If I'm going to dance, I'm going to put on Latin. But I want you to check your frequency within. Check your vibrations. Are you leading a life just worth surviving? Or are you building a legacy of love that will outlive you? We are in a world of chaos, of conquering and dividing, uncertainty and fear. And that lowers our vibration and weakens our immune system. Look in that reflection. What are you deserving of? You are worthy. And if you don't believe me, take it that one person that tells you and gives you doubts. There's certain people that push your buttons and say, told you she's not going to do it. Yeah, well, thank you. You're the fuel to my fire, and I will show you I can. You are your own worst enemy and be your biggest fan. What do you choose? Choose to remember that through the miracles, magic is made. I'm a living testimony. Through life's trials and tribulations, triumphs can be won. And if you plan life according to you, what I call press play in this crazy game of life, you can be a spectator, you could be redshirted, you could be sidelined, you could be a coach, you can be a leader. But you got to be in the game to play the game to win. Look at who you are. Look at your family, your relationships, your lifestyle. Everything you do is free will and free choice. And it's up to you. Don't put it upon others to make you happy. My mentor, Dr. Les Brown, says someone's opinion of you does not have to become your reality. And the weightlifter and late great Greg Plitt says, you only have one life, but if you live it right, that's all you need. Hear this from my heart. Believe it, that it's true. You are here for a reason, whether it's a season, a lifetime, or a moment. We are not granted tomorrow. We're not guaranteed. But as each and every one of us knows, everyone here has that someone in their life. In Glenn's case, it's his wife. In mine, it's my spouse. The yin to your yang, the balance, the equilibrium to raise your frequency. Surround yourself with like-minded individuals. Love yourself and make sure you're saying yes to you and not yes to others and no to yourself. What's the legacy you're leaving? Are you living life with love or waiting to be loved? It starts with you. We don't do this often enough, but when we do, it's the most powerful, simple step we can take. Looking in the mirror and saying, I forgive you for your mistakes. I don't hold you accountable anymore. Let's do this. Let's love. Let's live. Let's dance. Love is unconditional. And let us learn to love one another and rise and unite, no longer conquered by. Love yourself as I love you. My name is Andrea Mason. We are all roses. There's thorns in our sides, but it's the thorns that allow us to bloom everlasting. And as I close, you are ready to see it. Right hand over left shoulder, left hand over right shoulder. Think of the most important person in your life, and it should be you. And love yourself. Squeeze and know that I am. Te amo.
Wow, wow. Ladies, do you have goosebumps? This is the most amazing session. I have goosebumps from Glenn to Sarah and then from Andrea. Oh, wow, wow, wow. Thank you. Anyone that would love to ask Andrea a question, and my beautiful Ronnie, please tell us, why did you think that me and Adria need to be acquainted? Why did you think that? Please tell us.
I have no idea, Sanet. I just went with my heart and I felt it would be nice for you both to connect. You are both amazing ladies. So I knew it would be a great connection.
Oh, wow. And the same with Giovanna. We had such a
Yes.
beautiful, it's amazing. You, my beautiful one, are a connector of hearts, my beautiful one. So, ladies, anyone,
Thank you. Thank you, Sanet.
thank you, Ronnie. Anyone that wanted to ask Andrea any questions? Okay.
I just want to say thank you. That was probably the most inspirational speech I've had ever.
Wow.
So I hope you rock the world with this message of love. You go, girl.
Wow. Wow. So I have It's a way too early, but I have queued Sarah's Forever song. So first of all, I want to say, I'm sorry you didn't hear. So now I've queued it on the cell phone and see if it's going to work like that. But the Forever song is a song that you will play every day for the rest of your life. It's a song that you can do anchoring. I call it, if you want to have courage, you anchor that Forever song and the word courage in front of the mirror. And you just believe it. And then every time you hear, even if you say the song in your head, sing the song in your head, you will remember all the implanted words of what you needed in that song. Now, my song is Walking on Sunshine. I've implanted elegancy, trust, courage, bravery. And every time I'm dancing, every day of my life, I have incorporated all those beautiful words. So my beautiful Sarah, can you tell us, why did you choose, what is your song, and why did you choose your Forever song?
Oh, well, my forever song is Dancing Queen. Why I chose it, it gives me the spirit of freedom, is the bottom line. I feel free to express myself. I feel inspired. I feel purposeful. It gives me power. It gives me everything. So it makes me feel free. If I am doubtful at any moment, I'll turn on that song and that doubt is gone. And I'll walk myself right out of there. So it means the world to me. But most of all, the first movie I ever saw as a child was Saturday Night Fever. And that started the whole dancing journey with my father. And of course, ABBA was shortly after that for me. And it has always been there. It is the song all my whole family knows to play at my funeral and has known for years.
Amazing. Yours were like the closest. You were the only lady that have stated that this is your song and you want it on your funeral. There was a few ladies that know exactly, like Mandy, so you know exactly what her Forever song was. But you were the only one in all my doing this Forever song anchoring that knows she wants to have it on her funeral. So you are quite unique. But we still have some time. I'm going to go just on the screen that I can follow. Dolly, what's your Forever song and why did you choose that?
My Forever song is Happy. And life has hit me with a lot of blows and never being accepted or fitting in, and struggling with taking my life, most of my life, and other people trying to kill me. So I struggled with a lot of depression and just not fitting in. So when you asked me for my song, God put that song in my heart because He's going to give me back everything that has been trying to be stolen from me.
Wow, amazing. Thank you so much, Dolly, for sharing. And you didn't even know you're going to share today. So, Yaki, I know you cannot put your camera on. Can you just tell us your Forever song, please, my beautiful one?
All right, my Forever song is Sanet. Now I forgot it. Sorry, you.
It's My Universe. No, it's
My Universe from BTS and Coldplay. Yes, and the reason is literally I'm putting myself in my universe. I am the first, and that's really what I think of every time when I listen to the song and dance on it.
Oh wow! Thank you so much, my beautiful Yaki. And Ronnie, you.
Hi everyone, my forever song is I'm Alive by Celine Dion. And the reason I chose that song is I never felt alive as a child as I grew up. And when I started the journey of healing myself and loving myself, I started to feel alive again. So that's why the song.
Wow. And that was when we did the anchoring song, your song is quite long. We really had a beautiful time together.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Ronnie. And Mandy, you my beautiful one. You've got a live song, I must tell you.
Without a shadow of a doubt, it just speaks to my spirit, my life, what I've taken back in empowerment, leaving 30 years of domestic violence 20 years ago. And this song, I first of all found a book in a basement. I just left the women's shelter. Now I'm on my own. Found this book in the basement. And it was by Dr. Wayne Dyer, who became my #1 mentor. Change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change. So that's followed me everywhere for 20 years. I repeat it, I don't know how many times a day, but anyway, there was a few. So in this book, Dr. Wayne Dyer, he's talking about life and this one life that we have. And this song by John Bon Jovi just spoke to me. I'm covered in goosebumps right now. And I've had men say to me, you're such a strong woman. How do you ground yourself? Where does that come from? And I just hit the play in the car or wherever we are, and boom, it's my life. It's now or never. I ain't gonna live forever. Wow. So we take the one shot. We take the dash, as Glenn says, and my dash. Talk about gravestones and everything. On my gravestone, and it's in my will to have written on my gravestone, I skidded into my grave saying, what a hell of a ride. Yes, woo!
Wow. Thank you so much, Mandy. And my beautiful Val, tell us about your forever song.
Well, mine is always be humble and kind. And I guess because of the work that I do with the World War II POWs, it could be easy to really oversell yourself. And yet they're such special people and have given me so many wonderful gifts in terms of living my life, and just so much that to me, it just speaks humble and kind. I like all the verbs, all the words in it. I can sing it to myself if I need to, but it does help me on a daily basis.
And you are coming next week for our theme will be success. And we are so excited. I'm going to post your video in this week. You did a beautiful video. I cannot wait for the ladies to meet you. And you have come already last year, but now you're going to do the main talk and it's going to be amazing. I cannot wait. Thank you so much, Val. Giovanna, we didn't do your anchoring as yet. We're going to do it next week. But tell us, what is your song that you have chosen?
I had chosen the song Rise by Scott Callum, because it just reminds me of we can all rise to, no matter what challenges we're faced. We know that there's that opportunity to overcome those challenges and rise, so we can really connect to who we truly are. Because once you rise, now you're so powerful. So it just, it says put your best suit on and get out there and, stop hiding and rise. So, it's overcoming the challenges. And when you rise, you kind of can overcome many more, right? So that song just, it spoke to my heart, because it literally I watched a video that all of a sudden he's showing, I'm a cancer survivor. And he used a lady in his video that was, hooked up with chemo stuff, and she rised. She went out there and she walked, and I'm like, is he talking to me? So to me, it was like, that's my song. But it's not only for me, it just gives me the inspiration, and it talks to everybody that no matter what you're going through, you can rise to the occasion, because you're worth it. You're worth it to rise and live this life. So yeah.
We're going to do your anchoring, and then you will see what the ladies meant by the anchoring part. I want just to say thank you so much for being part of my TV show on Sunday. So ladies,
thank you.
We'd love to go and see Giovanna. it's on my YouTube channel under the live section. It's you will see the videos and then the live button. It was amazing. So thank you so much for that, Giovanna.
No, thank you. Thank you. I'm honored. Thank you for all you do.
Thank
For
you.
all you do.
And then her sister said she loved my accent. And one of the things is that people have a problem with my accent. So I'm so happy. I stated that I am not able to change my accent. I am Sanet. I am from South Africa. I cannot change my accent.
Don't ever, ever, ever change
Never.
anything about you, girlfriend. You just keep staying true to who you are, because we love you and the world loves you.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Mandy. Now I said to him, I can only be me. I can only be Sanet, and I cannot do that. So thank you so much, Giovanna. Andrea, what is your forever song?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have a bunch of sentimental ones, but my anchor one is out of the ordinary. It's On the Floor with Pitbull and Jennifer Lopez, because that's where I'm most alive. On the floor, you dance, it's rhythmic, it's part of you. And that's the song that I really get to, because, you know, the other songs are sentimental value and it's about the history. But my song, On the Floor, Jennifer Lopez and Pitbull, because it just, you cannot listen to that song and not move some sort of your body, some sort of way, regardless of if you like it or not. It's just got that high frequencies energy that keeps me going and makes me feel alive. So yes, that's my
It's
song.
amazing. So if I can ask you, do you have a way to put your song on? Because I have to stop the recording for the YouTube channel. Then we're
Okay.
gonna do Sarah's Dancing Queen. Do you have a way to play it from your side just after her song? But before
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, thank you. So before we start with the dancing, I want to say, Glenn, I will definitely have a virtual coffee with you. Think about your forever song that you have to play for the rest of your life every day, and have that ready. And that will be my gift to you, to say thank you for being part of our amazing show tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen, I am so happy to say that this was one of the best ones for love. I'm goosebumps all over, and I don't even have the vocabulary to say it was amazing, amazing. So if you're ready, I am gonna stop the recording, and then we're gonna have a dance together, and then Val and Yoki, if you can stay afterwards, I want to quickly do something.